In the last episode, I achieved the impossible by taking express trains underwater from Holtwhistle to Abingdon, connecting up multiple towns along the River of Gold. In doing so, however, I once again emptied the coffers. So let's head back to the freight segregation project and try to get our heavy haulers to start making more money again. Hello everyone, M4J here, and welcome back to From Steam to Electricity here on Transport Fever 2. Welcome to Holtwhistle. There's absolutely no reason why I'm here, other than I just happened to be here when I loaded the game and thought, yeah, this'll do. We're here at Holtwhistle anyway. This is actually the location of our new express service, which I've recolored because I realised dark blue, is the colour of local passengers. So actually, let's make it a nice purple. There we go. So we've got local passengers, such as the buses here, are going to be dark blue. Dark red here is going to be for city to city, and then dark purple can be for express. That works quite nicely. There's a lot of things I want to do today, but before we do that, I want a quick rundown as to what's happened since last episode, because I've been doing a lot of rebuilding, such as reconfiguring the goods lines out of Cockerhead towards Scarborough in order to segregate freight and passenger traffic, rebuilding both the eastern and western freight approaches to Scarborough in order to, once again, segregate freight and passenger traffic, and finally, building a dedicated set of freight lines between Scarborough and Stowmarket to, you guessed it, segregate freight and passenger traffic. So as you can see, I've been a busy little beaver recently. I've got quite a lot of stuff done in it. Didn't take that long to do, actually. I think I did most of this in less than an hour. Sorry for the little buzz cut there, just trying something new. I think it's worked. We'll find out in the edit. But yeah, Scarborough is now very much a different station. Everything here in terms of the layout is identical, but its usage has changed. And over here, actually, there have been some changes. For a start, this new parallel set of tracks now comes in and splits in such a way that all five goods platforms can be accessed. Something similar here on the western end as well. There's our little steel train that we were just looking at, demonstrating it nicely for us. We have these 6 tracks here that then branch out again into the 5 specific goods platforms. And what this does mean is we can actually have trains arriving and leaving at the same time for the first time, which does speed up traffic flow. Something else that speeds up traffic flow, if I just add some money to the kitty, because we're going to be doing this quite a bit, is replacing locomotives with some faster ones. So that's one thing I have done. I was testing all of this, and I noticed these tall trains here are excruciatingly slow climbing the hill between Uckfield and Stowmarket. Now, we are about to fix that anyway by building a set of freight tracks from here. The freight lines will have to connect here, though, for now, because, well, right now I don't want to do anything with this viaduct. The alternative is we move this freight station up this way, and then from here have the tracks curve this way and, like, create a land bridge or something, and then bring them back in just before Toaster. That might be something we do. I don't know. But, we are going to connect Stowmarket to Uckfield via dedicated freight tracks today. Just doing Cockerhead to Stowmarket was quite easy in many ways. Most of the infrastructure was already here, actually. So this flyover was already there, single track. So I just doubled it, reconfigured some stuff slightly. You can see here this curve kind of gives away where the link was, because originally it was this track here, I think it was, that just curved around and connected to the right hand track here, or the top one, from your point of view. So I did some rejigging there. This was all very simple to do, and then this tunnel was actually incredibly easy to build. I'm very surprised with how easy that was. And then up here at Stowmarket, I just took the building off the end and sextupled the tracks up to here and then swerved them around. I also took it as an opportunity to re-signal the passenger lines. They've now got gantry signals everywhere where needed, including these sections here. Those two there are in the tunnel, just like with the tunnel in the last episode. I've used shunt signals for those. And then, yeah, everything else is fully signaled and fully operational. So, we're going to build this new set of tracks without disrupting what is already over here. So the way we're going to do that is building a new pair of tracks that run parallel to this headshunt. And I think, because of the way this main line is here, I think it's actually quite steep uphill for the majority of its journey, which is why these locos are incredibly slow. But we're going to try and get this... I'm just thinking actually over here at Uckfield, can I build... I think the answer is yes. Because we're going to remove the headshunt today. Actually, are we? No, we're not. We're going to have to build next to the headshunt still. We're going to leave the headshunts in just as legacy things, I imagine. But you can already see here the height difference as the tracks start to go up. But I don't think they stay at a constant gradient. But you can see here, this train, before I replaced the locos, this was slowing down to like 15 miles an hour on this section. I think the slowest it got to was 13. So we're going to improve that today. The next thing we're going to do after that is actually head over to Toaster, and we're going to reconfigure the freight lines through Rugeley, through Nailsworth, and down to Holtwhistle. And again, I already have plans for this. Here we have this little slew over of the freight tracks. First thing we're going to do is rebuild this, so that we're going to have 4 tracks that run along here. However, the freight tracks are actually going to deviate, and I think they are going to head this way, around the back of this, and then across this way and into Nailsworth. This building here at Nailsworth is going to get removed, and then from here we're going to have another pair of tracks, and I think these ones are just going to run parallel here, but there is going to be a crossover somewhere. I imagine it's going to be a dive under again to bring the tracks up on this side to run into Rugeley. At Rugeley, we're going to keep these terminus platforms. We're going to build a new set of platforms on this side. The buildings and stuff are going to have to move, I think. And then we're going to have a set of tracks that cross over the road here. And then this road is going to run between the 2 pairs of tracks. Reason being is when we get... Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Really annoying. When we get over here to Toaster, these tracks are actually going to divert this way, up and over this, or under this, and then somehow get across this set of tracks here, this road here, this set of tracks here, and is actually going to replace this flat junction here. So it's going to be a flyover that's then going to descend and is going to join up with this. And then these 2 tracks here are going to become the new ones that connect out to Blackburn. That's the one. But again, we're not going to connect to the main line. We're going to run parallel to it. So yeah, there's quite a lot happening in this episode. So I think we should get started. I think what I'm going to do is do the Stowmarket to Uckfield section on camera, and then we're going to do the cross-country bit off camera. So just so I know how long we've got to work with, I'm actually going to do the cross-country bit first. And I'm going to do that in a jump cut. When I join you in just a second, we should have a new pair of lines running from here all the way up to Nailsworth, and then some other pair of lines running to Rugeley, and then some other pair of lines running across to Toaster. See you in a bit. Right, one quick trip with the bulldozers later, and we have a completed line. I'm very much looking forward to showing you this. Hopefully, it does all work good and look good. So first of all, here at Holtwhistle, we've tidied things up a little bit. We've tweaked some things. Primarily, we've introduced this new central double track section here, which disappears off into yonder. We will explore that momentarily. This double track section here continues around to the sawmill. We've then got the passenger lines on the left here. I'm just going to put a signal in here as well. I don't think I need one, actually. I think that's what I was deliberating. Sorry, not debilitating. That's very different. I feel debilitated after finishing all this. But right now, as I said, I'm looking forward to showing you how it looks. Just adding some more money to the pot there. I don't like seeing red in the corner. It's very off-putting. As the passengers curve off to the left, the freight carries on straight and almost immediately starts climbing. We pass through this tunnel, which is really just eye candy more than anything. And then coming out the other side, we go onto an embankment. Now, originally this was going to be one long viaduct, but the more I looked at it, the more I hated it. So we're doing it like this instead. This will all be landscaped, made to look nice. should hopefully function well as well. I mean, it functions very nicely, although I haven't seen a train go up here yet, so it might be really steep. We shall see. But at least it being steep doesn't interrupt the passenger flow like it currently does. So, yeah. Once it passes over the coffee farm here, then it starts to turn south. Bear in mind, this is the compass point here. It continues to turn south thusly until it reaches this tunnel. Now, this tunnel is crucial because it brings it under the roads here and back level with the passenger line, as you can see. It then climbs up a very steep slope. I'm trying to think of a way where you can actually get an idea as to the steepness of the slope. I think that's as good as you're going to get, in all honesty. But yeah, hugely steep slope, bringing it up to passenger track level here, and then it runs parallel round here over the level crossing and into the station. If you're wondering why there are freight trains on the wrong track here still, by the way, that is purely because I've literally just finished building it, so the trains haven't had a chance yet to cross over to the right lines. Here is the grain train, I was about to say running on the right line, but no, you are on the wrong line. Why are you on the wrong line? Maybe you were already running in at that point? I don't know. On this side of the station then, the headshunt has gone. However, I have left some crossovers in between the passenger and the freight line still. More on that in just a second. Right now, what are you, the grain train? Yeah. And I think you're going to cross over here and run into this platform here, which is absolutely fine. I don't have anything occupying platform 5 right now. And I'm strongly thinking I never will, in all honesty, because it's a bit of a pain and a bit of a mess. But we'll see. Leaving not Holwhistle, what are you? Nailsworth. Leaving Nailsworth, we run parallel again. We have a 4-track section of line up till this level crossing, and then things separate once more. Once again, freight lines diverge and they dive down underground. You can actually see quite nicely how this works. Passenger tracks go on top, freight lines go underneath, pass underneath this road, and then re-emerge on this side of things. Sorry, I keep whizzing the camera around, I know. Here, the tracks continue to climb up, go over this level crossing, which is currently very, very busy indeed. Might have something to do with the fact that I rebuilt a lot of these roads while I was doing all of this. And then, yeah, carries on parallel all the way up to Rugeley, which now looks incredibly different. I'm very happy with Rugeley's appearance here now, actually. I've got room still for some more cargo buildings. The main thing was making sure this still connected, but also keeping this road, because I liked this road and I wanted to keep it, and I think I've done a very good job with that. Very good job, in fact. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, hell yeah, Mark, you've absolutely nailed the brief. Yeah, very happy. So we've got the 4 tracks here again. Again, trains are routed through in a very specific way. Besides the uphill climbs, I think this guarantees a smooth traffic flow. Trains only cross over if they're terminating. If they're running straight through, like these two are, then they occupy these 2 platforms. Each route has a primary platform and a secondary, and it alternates each time I've added one. What that means is there will always be a train occupying a platform, basically. It's just keeping things nice and neat and tidy. Then we come to the hardest part of the route, which was the section here from Rugeley to Toaster. We start off running parallel here, so we've got passenger, passenger, road, freight, freight. When we get to this level crossing here, though, we diverge, and we don't ever see these 2 tracks again. Is that true? Yeah, that is true. So the tracks come this way, diverge to the south. They immediately start climbing as they leave this curve. The reason being is we've got to hop over the Middleton branch, which is what this set of tracks is, and this road is the road between Toaster and Middleton as well. Once we've crossed over this, we remain flat. It doesn't look like it, but these tracks are pretty flat throughout, because we then come over here and we pass over this, which is Toaster Sorting Centre, which will get out. Just punch my desk really hard. This will get brought back into use at some point. I want to get the mail trains running again. It's just finding a way of doing that cost effectively. You will see here, though, that the track is rising again at this point. Yeah, there's the good indicator. The reason it's rising again is because we have to climb up and over this road, and then the main line here between Toaster and Blackburn. What is good to see though is this train here, okay, it's not full, but it's actually coasting along and it's 40 mph top speed, which is very nice indeed. Once we get over this bridge here, things de-escalate, I suppose, in that we go around quite a tight curve here. I think 35 mph is the speed limit, somewhere along this. I think on the inner track. There's the flange squeal. And then we descend quite quickly so that we can arrive at Toaster. Now, what's cool about this, you might be able to see it. So you're heading towards Blackburn. Where have you come from? Are you terminate here? Okay, hang on. I'm going to reroute you. So at Toaster here, you're going to use platform 2, and you're going to have one like this. We're going to remove that one, and we're going to remove that one. Reason being now is the trains coming off the bridge here can access these outer tracks, and this one won't get in the way whilst crossing over. I am sure there is something similar on this side here too. So you're the flat train. There will be somewhere. That's the flat train there. Toaster, Middlewich. Are you a problem? Nearly always. But I think you're fine for now. I did have to leave this flat crossing in because I forgot the Middlewich branch uses it, which runs from up here. It goes through Toaster Y and then runs south again. In theory, I could branch off this and run down and join the Middleton branch and then just save this one for the passengers. We'll see. On that one, we will see. I'm looking for Stowmarket to Paignton. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a very good one, in fact, because, yes. Okay, so at Toaster here, you're going to come into, let's say, platform 2, and you're going to have 1 and 3 as your backup. Sorry, I feel like I'm shouting right into the microphone now. And then on the way back, you're going to have, I don't know, let's say 5 and 6. 4 and 6 as your alternates. Yeah, that's a lot better. And again, there is a bit of a crossover here. I'm not quite sure why it's taking this route and not... Oh, because there isn't a route there. But that would be why. Maybe I can add another crossover there. I don't know. I don't think it's going to get used that much, in all honesty, so it's probably not worth it. Are there any other... There must be another Paignton train somewhere, right? A van train. Oh, it's that one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Is there a hopper train? Toaster to Halt Whistle, Toaster to Middlewich. Wait, Middlewich. Yeah, you're the one. Okay. So again, here at Toaster, let's give you platform 3. Take out all of those ones, add those ones. Cool. Alright, now there are some exceptions here. There are still trains that are using this. In fact, there's one there kindly demonstrating. The reason being is not every train stops at Rugeley on the way back, and therefore this has been added as a bypass, but it can access the freight tracks again via this set of crossovers. Same with Nailsworth. There are trains that from here actually cross over onto the main running lines because they skip Rugeley. There are lots of ways of doing this, basically, but the main thing is, for the most part, in fact, let's use this one because that's a bit clearer. For the most part, the freight is now segregated from the passenger, which might not speed things up too much right now. But what that means is, actually, I think as well as that, I'm not 100% certain, but I think the slope here, believe it or not, I think this straighter track here, because it's more gradual, although I say that, here's a train kindly demonstrating that that is not actually the case, because you are struggling to get up the hill here. So I think what I need to do is replace the locomotives, although there's no train behind you right now, so maybe we're okay. Maybe we're okay. But yeah, just having the passengers and the freight here separate is, I think, a good thing. Now, I was going to do the section between Stowmarket and Uckfield today, but I think I'm actually going to leave that to keep this episode nice and short and sweet. Although, I'm saying that, I don't actually know how long this is yet. It could be the perfect length, it could be way too long. We'll find out in the edit. The main thing is, as I said, we've got all of this working now. I really like this section with the trees and everything around it. I think it looks really pretty. The fact that we've got this nice road running underneath it still as well is awesome. And yeah, everything's good. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Managed to mute my microphone in time. I'm really happy with this. I am really happy with this. And hopefully these trains here now will start filtering out. Because I think you... Actually, you're a lumber train. No, yeah, you do run this way. Sweet. You're a good example, actually, because you follow the loop still. And then the reason you follow the loop still is because you stop at... In fact, you don't stop at Rugeley on the way up, do you? No. I could, in theory, then just keep you on the main line. But yeah, you coming downhill can run with the passengers, because that's not a problem at all. Even though here you do actually cross over again to run through Nailsworth. This can cause a little bit of an issue, the fact that they are conflicting movements, but I'm not too worried, in all honesty. I think it's fine. You, on the other hand, why are you doing this? Rugeley to Halt Whistle. I guess actually that's also fine, because again, you're running downhill. Oh yeah, no, I know what I've done here. I just didn't want it to run through Halt. I keep saying Halt Whistle. Through Nailsworth and blocking or getting blocked, because that's going to be a pain. Restarting freight trains on this slope is something I didn't really consider when I was doing all this. I guess here you're fine. Do you run through Rugeley? Yes, you do. Oh, because you terminate at Rugeley. Of course you do. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. And you do take a weird circuitous route on the way back. I guess that's because you can't access... Yeah, you can't access that track. But again, it's all uphill and downhill and stuff anyway. So it's actually fine. I'm not really worried about that at all. Are you another one that's doing that? Yes, you are. That one I'm not sure if I like, actually. I didn't want it to happen with all of them. But I guess it's fine. We're also splitting traffic across more than 2 lines now. So that should help with some issues as well. You are not long enough. Maybe we should have used this as an opportunity to extend some platforms as well. Yeah, your loading speed was balked by that. Less than ideal. But never mind. The main thing is we are running trains a little bit better than we were at the start of the episode. And because of that, things are going to run a little bit better than they were at the start of the episode. And we should make a little bit more money than we did at the start of the episode, which is always really nice indeed. So yeah, that'll do for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. As I said, it really helps me out. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And until next time, I will see you soon.